Hi, Marc. Good to see you.
Hello.
Thanks for joining in on the conversation with you today. And I hope that you and your family are well and safe.
We are. Thank you for asking. Hope you too. We
Yes,
comply with the protocol, and yeah, Greece is doing well in the statistics. So we are very optimistic to shift out of it, strengthened, rising from the ashes like the phoenix. Yeah. Thank
sounds
you. Thank you
great.
for asking. I hope.
Great stuff. Thanks, Marc. So, the purpose of our conversation today is in line with our theme, which is coaching as a way of life. And as we all know, we are in unprecedented times right now. People are spending more time on the internet. They're staying even more closer to the news more than ever before. And we both know what impact that could have on our well-being. So they're reaching out and they're having these social meetings and social groups. They're taking online training, and also people are looking for these coping mechanisms, amongst other things. So, Marc, based on where we are as humanity and as the world right now, I'm really curious to understand. So, this is a two-part question. Um, in your opinion, would coaching play an important role now? And is it a skill that's valuable for anyone?
Let me respond to the second question, which is the easier one.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Coaching is a is a human way of empowering connection, empowering engagement. So, of course, we know it as a profession. However, coaching itself is simply a technique, a context, a way of being that leaves the two or the group empowered. Yeah. So really truly empowered, and that alone would be worth a discussion. What does empowerment actually mean? See, if you can coach and you are a parent, you become a better parent because your interaction skill set called coaching is allowing you to give the other more power by asking questions instead of making statements, by listening, being present. See, you can hear what somebody is saying, but if you really can listen, then you are receiving the other fully. And that is for the other experience of connection, their willingness to draw more from themselves and bring it into the space, whether it's in a team, it's in a family space, whether it's in lovemaking. You know, if you can coach, you become a better lover. Simply because your presence is in the space. So coaching is not a short set of skills that allows you to have a rhetorical advantage over another. No, coaching has nothing to do with manipulation. It is a skill set that requires presence, listening. It requires looking for meaningful questions, not questions that just are flattering or get the ego excited, but questions that connect to your values and that gets you excited about the future. And that's one thing about coaching, you know, that's what's so important nowadays or in that crisis situation, because of what's happening, we tend to be drawn back into our fears. Now, our fears are all to do with our past, unresolved matters, and so on and so forth. So, naturally, collectively, the energy is being pulled into fears, anxieties, past unresolved issues. And that is okay because we do need to attend to our past and facilitate healing. Yes. However, if we are not at the same time going to the future to look at our possibilities, to have a attitude and an outlook with regard to what is it we can create out of this ground zero situation now. What is it we can access as a new possibility that we have missed until now. What's the opportunity here? That is what coaching does. So coaching pulls you into the future. Therapy carries you gently into the past. In therapy, you have healing as a force. In coaching, you have vision as a force, creation as a force. So none of the two are better, but the one needs the other when we come from a holistic empowerment perception. And so, yes, today we do need encouraging perspectives of a future that is better than the one we had before we entered the crisis. So a crisis classically is an opportunity to reevaluate what we have created and willing to come up with a better version of ourselves, of the world, of society, of the system. And these are my hopes that this is going to happen now. So yes, in coaching, we are dealing with the future in a very powerful way without exploiting the future, without letting the ego destroy the future, but rather in a holistic way, looking at how can you, me, all of us excel to a level where we get to know our next version of ourselves, where we get to meet a better, more holistic world. And coaching is the perfect tool to empower us to do exactly that.
Wow, that's inspiring to us all. And I know that you are a coaching professional yourself, as well as a master coach, Mark. How do you use coaching then in just your everyday life outside of a professional?
I start my day with what I call a CEO meeting with yourself. Yeah, so you sit in the morning, and before you let the urgencies get the better of you, so before you go into your WhatsApp and emails and this and that, you take a deep breath and you relax, and maybe you are already relaxed, not tense yet, and you have your cup of tea or coffee, whatever is nice for you. And yes, burn a candle or put in a nice incense, whatever works for you. And then you ask yourself, what's important today? Not to-do list. We all got our to-do list. Life, we need to deal with urgencies. That's normal, not a problem. But we need to develop a discipline where we don't allow the urgencies to use up the whole day in reactive responsiveness. No, we need to go into and say, okay, I deal with urgencies here, and the whole afternoon or these 2 hours are for creative responsiveness. That means that I attend to what's important and do not allow anything urgent except it's an emergency of high caliber. But other than that, I stick to the important. And this is really the number one tool. It requires a discipline to force ourselves to attend to the important, because the ego is having a kind of a weird pleasure to be dragged around by the the urgencies. I need to do this, I need to do that. And most of the stuff we actually don't need to do right now, but we are so busy fixing this little thing and then doing this and ordering something here and writing an email here and multitasking. You get cuckoo, and at the evening, what's happening is you feel you're exhausted, you're burned out, and you don't feel fulfilled because you have not spent the day creative. You only have spent the day reactive. And if you do that every day, you're going to schedule yourself big problems ahead. So in coaching, the first thing in the morning is to have a CEO check-in meeting with yourself and make time for the important. Then you're asking the question of the day. What is the most important question you can choose to have as a companion for this day? In the 90s, there was a global advertisement campaign by the credit card, American Express. Never leave home without it. Right? That was a big slogan, never leave home without it. So in coaching, I say never leave home without it, as in never leave or go into the day without a powerful question. It can be an exploration question, it can be a creation question. There are many types of questions that you can learn and get awareness around in a good coach training. But a question is important, much more powerful than a good statement. Good statements are inspiring. You know, I love to read good quotes, and then it's like, oh, cool. But the next moment it's gone. A question that hangs around the whole day, if you allow it. And it challenges you. It brings you into a creative energy. It provides perspectives. It opens up new possibilities. You sit in the meeting with your boss or your team, and that question is still running in the background. So it gives you new opportunities to see things out of the question you never would consider if you had not that question running in the background. So that's a powerful thing about coaching. So asking questions. And you see, if you start your day with the CEO meeting being completely clear about the important stuff on this day, a good, inspiring question, then you already are far better equipped than 99% of humanity. Yeah, and that gives you an advantage on how you experience the day, about your effectiveness on the day. And yeah, there's more to say, but I believe for the sake of the interview here or conversation we are having, these two tools, if you do those, whoa, you already really are wonderfully equipped to become a powerful creator on that day. And coaching is all about becoming a creator of a reality you love to live in.
Wow, this has been really valuable, and just to support people to be truly intentional about their life, and for anybody. I mean, this is not just for professional coaches. Anybody could actually apply these tools that you're telling us. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. So you probably have already answered the next question, but perhaps there's maybe some other tips, or just some other simple tips that you could advise anyone how they could possibly self-coach themselves in a time like this.
Yeah, self-coaching is the greatest byproduct for anybody who is learning coaching, you know, because you get to deal with yourself in a more empowering way. The first thing or a prerequisite for self-coaching is that you become available as yourself, as your own client. So that means if you are stuck in the past, you're not available as a client. Why? Because you're fixed on perceptions that keep you away from the present moment. So for coaching, you need to be in the present moment to take a look at the future and to go there. So that means you yourself need first to let go of whatever you are possibly stuck in. So the old 70s slogan, love it, leave it, or change it. Love it, leave it, or change it. So that what you need to put on yourself so that you can become ready to be your own client, ready to be coached by yourself. Many people forget that. And when they forget that, then the coaching doesn't work, because if a client is not available for coaching, then you know their coaching is useless. So love it, leave it, or change it. So what are you stuck at? What needs dropping? You know, what can you just let go? Maybe it is a belief that isn't working for you and that has you in its claws. Maybe it is an emotional pain you're sitting with. Maybe it is an apathy, kind of laziness. Nothing is really exciting you. You don't want to do anything. Maybe you are in anger or resistance. You don't like your reality, or you don't like the world, how it's running. So stuff might be there. And that is the first thing, to drop it, to become available in this moment, ready to take a next look. The next look is then into your values. See, before you start asking questions, which is the essence of coaching, questions about accessing the possibilities of the future, you need A, to be available, we just dealt with it. B, now you need to first connect with your values, not your ego stuff. See, the ego would immediately like to ask questions. What's in it for me? What can I get out of this? How can I maximize my profit? How can I make sure that this is never going to happen again? What's the catch? What's the best move here? What about me? What about my promotion? Have they considered? See, yeah, the ego has no problem with asking those questions, but these questions are pulling you into more ego-centered state of being. And that leaves you inevitably with suffering, because the more ego-centered you get, the more separated you are from anything else, because ego versus the rest of the world. No matter how many people you have in your household, no matter how many people adore you, no matter how many likes you have on Facebook, the more you become an ego-centered energy, the more you are in separation to everything else, and that's a high price to pay. So I hope you're already with your level of awareness on a level where you don't want to pay that price. So there's another way. After you're available, love it, change it, you ask yourself about the core values. What is it that really matters to you? What is it that is important for you with regard to values? Yeah. What is it you want to look back when your moment has come to move on, and you look back, have you lived by your values, or have you just let your ego get hijacked you and just, you ticked off all the things that the ego believes it needs in order to feel successful? See, with the ego, you can become very successful. We have so many examples out there. So yeah, okay. So you go out there, you create, you believe you are doing it in the right way, and you get the proof and the confirmation. You have a big bank account, and you got the house, and you got the car, and all the rest of it. You got the career, you got the titles. So you have made it to the top of the house. But speaking with Stephen Covey, then after the success and you're on the top of the house, you made it. You look around and you discover this is the wrong house. Oh my God. But now 20 years are gone, 30 years are gone. Okay, then people crash usually into midlife crisis. And then, that's then the time to ask questions. But you can ask those important questions about your values. What is it you want to spend your life for? I mean, you got this one life. Yeah, you may get another one in next life. But in this life, you only have this life. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So what is it you want to spend it for? It's so precious. Yeah. So these are the questions you need to ask yourself, connecting to your values. And then, so you're available, you're connecting to your core values, and then you can ask the questions out of coaching. Okay, so what is it you are inspired, moved, and touched to create? So inspired means your brain, your mind is inspired. You don't need to push it. You don't need to make it a commitment. No, you are inspired. There's no effort. It's just an energy that is going forward. Moved. Are you moved? What is really pulling you into action so you can't wait to get into action? And what is touching you? Is it connected to your heart energy? Can you feel it? Does it feel good to think about this future? Not feeling good because you can impress your neighbor or that you can show off, No, does it feel good because it is expanding your heart? Yeah, is that what's happening? Because then you're on the way to the right roof of the house. You want to be on the right top and look around and say, yeah, that's a place for me to be. And that's also the wish. And that's a beautiful thing about coaching, that it can empower you to get there.
Gosh, there's so many insights that you shared with us, and those tips. And for me, it's just such a simple yet transformational technique that you've shared. Love it, leave it, or change it. And how does this connect to your core values? And just so much for us that you've left with that, to support not just professional coaches, but just everyone that can really take these techniques and apply it. So, Marc, I'm going to say thank you for this conversation, and we appreciate your insights and also your compassion and support during this time. I think that will mean a lot to people, in just you being present and sharing your insights. So take care and look forward to chatting with you soon.
Yes, thank you very, very much. And to everybody out there, hang in there. The lockdowns will one day be removed. And by that time, I wish you to be ready to then have your wings strengthened, have your energy refueled, and get ready for the flight of your life. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.